Hey, today's video is different and it's also a little bit longer, so I'm asking that you stay until the end so you can get a full gist of the whole picture. Also, it's a very important topic with so many different facets to it, and I had to write down my thoughts so that everything is well collected. Just in case you see me looking away from the camera, it's because I'm looking at what I wrote down so as to remember and also to stay on track. War in itself is one of the biggest calamities that could ever befall humanity. This, in my opinion, is an undisputable fact. Most refugees are created due to war and untold hardship caused by one's own country. Definitely, refugees should be given a hand whenever they're in need. There's no discussion about that. It's no news that there's a current war going on between Russia and Ukraine. And if it is still news to you, well then, welcome to the 21st century. In all of this madness, I've seen so many things that have left me questioning the future of humanity. For example, when was the last time you saw refugees who weren't white getting a decent media coverage in this ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine? Aren't there some black people, Middle Easterners, etc. trapped in Ukraine or in the borders between Ukraine and Poland? It's quite sad to think that any system whatsoever will still allow racism even when it's clear that solidarity is a cure to this craziness. The Western mainstream media has purposefully excluded non-white people out of their broadcast so as not to taint the whiteness of Ukraine. I mean, what a total nonsense. Thanks to videos circulating social media, I got to learn that blacks, male, female and children were denied access to trains and buses that were conveying other white refugees to a safer place. Like, what? Really? I also saw some interviews where some journalists and invited guests were talking about how this war was different from other wars, in that this was happening in a civilized society where there are blue-eyed people with white skin. And yes, these happened in primetime news. People are quick to forget that Europe or countries where you have blue-eyed people and white skin are some of the places where wars have been consistent, and now we have this. It's quite sad to think that in times of war, there are still people who will use every technique known to man to keep on dividing people on race. Wars are not synonymous to just blacks, Africans, Middle Easterners, Muslims, etc. And it definitely has nothing to do with being civilized or not, but rather it has everything to do with the good and bad in us and the quest and hunger for more and more power. And now to the so-called civilized people. If you're so civilized as you say, then why don't you provide shelters to the minorities in your countries and help them get to their home countries safe? Or is white refugees more important to non-white refugees? Look, this is definitely sickening. The whole world is showing solidarity to Ukraine, and the least you could do is not be a miserable racist towards others. Solidarity is a way forward, not just for you, but also for the betterment of mankind. I'm just pissed off. Just crazy. Just crazy.